Drip campaigns won't convert your leads. AI won't convert your leads. But do you know what? Well, the biggest lie in lead generation is that there is a tool out there that is going to convert your leads for you. And that's not what this system is. Don't get me wrong, there are lots of great tools out there that help you make contact with the lead, but is there anything that's going to convert them other than you? Probably not. You need a plan in place that not only helps you connect with them, but helps you convert them. This video is going to lay out a plan that you can follow from start to finish and help you avoid some of the most common mistakes that we see. When I'm talking about a follow-up system, I'm talking about stages or a defined pipeline that your lead fits into. This should go beyond just new lead and closed. You need to decide what stages happen in between and ultimately what actions are now associated with those stages. Here are the 4 simple stages that I recommend that you assign, and I'll also give you 2 more that I recommend specifically for tracking purposes. Starting with lead. Day 1 of the lead's journey with you should look like immediately or as fast as possible, prioritizing speed to lead, sending a personalized video of you to your lead. Hey Carrie, I saw that you just signed up on my website. I wanted to reach out and let you know that I am a real person. I was just curious. I saw you signed up on 123 McDonald Street. I love the Cranston neighborhood. It is a really, really awesome spot to move to right now. I'm just curious what it is about Cranston really piqued your eye and if there's any other must-haves or features that are really important to you for when I go ahead and set up your saved search. Just reply back to this number, but I'll talk to you soon. We recommend sending that video through email, follow up with a text message that lets them know you did email them a video and to reply to you here once they've watched it. Day 1, new lead, personalized video, email, text, and call attempt. If you don't get in touch with the lead or don't get a response, you're essentially going to repeat that process on day 3. And then on day 7, I follow up again. So that is 3 videos over the first 7 days, as well as 3 call attempts, 3 outreaches over email with video, and 3 texts to follow up. The second stage we recommend is called hot. Classifying somebody as a hot lead means they're looking to move in 90 days or less. This prospect should hear from you weekly. We have an action plan that we use at Agent Launch that gives weekly prompts. You can expect prompts like sharing insight into properties that have come on market that match this lead's inquiries, as well as some more personalized aspects like sharing common mistakes that buyers or sellers are making right now that you feel like you could give a voice to. What about our nurture leads? Well, our nurture leads are again looking to move in 90 days or more, and for nurture leads, we recommend a follow-up cadence of at least once a month. You can use very similar videos like our hot prospects. Again, it's all about staying top of mind. The videos that I am talking about as well are meant to be very short. The shorter, the better. These are not meant to be big produced videos in any sense, just a quick video to showcase who you are and put a real face and a real person to your messaging. And finally, you can have a cold or unresponsive stage. This stage should be for leads to automatically flow to if you don't get in touch with them in your initial follow-up cadences. The follow-up recommendation for our unresponsive leads transcends to all of our lead categories. What we recommend is a general weekly newsletter. What this is meant to be more general communication with updates on solds, as well as a featured deal of the week property from you. And that's meant to be sent out to not only your unresponsive leads, but everybody on your list on a weekly basis. For tracking purposes, I highly recommend having a stage appointment. Tracking your appointment is so important, and updating anyone you book as an appointment to that stage is the easiest way to keep track. It also allows you to follow up very easily with everyone you've ever had an appointment with. The final stage is going to be active client. You may already have a client stage or a stage that you use to associate somebody as a active buyer or seller that you're working with. That stage works just as well. You might be thinking, Hayley, that sounds like a lot of work. I'm not here to tell you that it's not going to require some concerted effort from you, but if I can give you a tip, time blocking is everything when it comes to following a system and making sure that you stick to it over time. Realistically, if you're getting anywhere from 50 to 100 leads a month, if you can time block about 2 hours a day, strive for 10 personalized video outreaches at a minimum to leads per day, accompanied by at least 20 additional phone call follow-ups to leads. Now, whether our follow-up system looks very different to your current follow-up system, whether it is a totally new concept for you, maybe you're doing your research, and I would be remiss not to let you know just a few things as you're going about deciding what will the follow-up system that I decide to implement for me or my team be. If you decide to integrate even some factors of what we recommend here at Agent Launch, I'm all about it, but I would highly recommend watching out for these 5 major mistakes. Mistake number 1 is not thinking long-term. The reality is that a system that is overly complicated is going to be so much harder for you to actually sustain. It's sort of like when people jump into making content and set crazy, overly ambitious goals for themselves, and ultimately they fail because these goals goals were just too out of reach to begin with. Simple scales, fancy fails. This is true time and time again. Number 2 is going to be investing in the wrong website. Actually utilizing your website and the technology tools that you're paying for in your follow-up is so crucial. A website is also the ultimate tool in your toolbox to engage your clients and your leads. Ultimately, people who are looking for homes online and have an interest in going to your website and browsing, those are folks that have a vested interest in what's going on in the market. So there must be at least some level of intent there. It's your job, of course, to build rapport, build a relationship, and to understand what that intent truly is. What are their real estate goals? But a website is a major cue and such an important piece to integrate into your follow-up. Number 3, investing in the wrong CRM. Similar to the overly complicated system problem, a overly complicated CRM or a CRM that ultimately isn't user-friendly, it's not going to make you enjoy the follow-up. If you don't like the system that you're going into every day, it's reasonable to assume that you're probably not going to do your follow-up. Number 4, too many lead sources to keep track of. The beautiful thing about a simplified follow-up system is that it can be applied to lots of lead sources. Leads that come from different sources do, of course, call for a different or modified communication. However, the recommended cadence of follow-up likely is not going to change. Ultimately, overwhelming yourself with tons and tons of lead sources is just going to lead to more headaches. Master one lead source first and then seek to layer on a whole bunch more. And finally, number 5, no measurable activity goals and no way to track it. What is a measurable activity goal? It is the goal that I followed up our best practices with. So of course, it's a lot for someone to remember. And luckily, having the benefit of drip campaigns and action plans in some of the top CRMs that we recommend can make remembering when follow-up is due and what to say in that follow-up pretty easy. But what are your actual goals day to day? What are things that you can measure, check off a list, and feel like you've made real progress? The measurable activities that we like to assign are around a minimum number of personalized videos as well as a minimum number of calls, and that's a daily goal. Small actions and small improvements lead to incredible results. If you've chosen the wrong CRM, then you may already be in a place where you don't really have a way to track these activities. You don't have visibility into how many calls you're making, how many emails you're sending, just how many contacts you're getting in touch with. Make sure when you are choosing a CRM, you can even check out our video on the top 5 CRMs for real estate now. Some of the best options out there as far as reporting, definitely going to be Follow Up Boss and Sierra Interactive. I find both of their reporting systems internally to be some of the best out there, so definitely check them out if that is important to you. Having coached hundreds of agents now on online lead generation for real estate and how to follow up and convert these leads, I can confidently tell you the systems that you follow make or break your success. If implementing and identifying the right follow-up plan for your leads is not your forte, I would highly recommend joining our community down below. We've got lots of courses and resources for the DIYer. We also have options for those of you who are not into the DIY and prefer more of a done-for-you approach. We'd love to work with you and connect with you. Link to book a call is just down below. Hopefully we'll see you soon.